This is Jeffrey Arend. Right now, the Houston airport system in Houston, Texas, is growing like crazy. All at once, it seems, this is the airport where airlines are queuing up to add services. In addition to major construction, including a new runway, there are plans afoot that would add a perishable center for air cargo. We spoke to Genaro, Peña, Houston Airport System Director of Marketing, to get the rest of the story up close and personal.
Thank you, Mr. Arend. I appreciate that introduction. Houston is a growing air cargo market. It's still a fairly young air cargo market, so we're not mature yet, but we are on the way to becoming a much bigger player in the air cargo market, not only in the United States, but also within the Americas. As you mentioned, we added, in the last 14-15 months, we've added 3 big carriers. China Airlines Cargo, Korean Air Cargo, and just last week EVA Cargo out of Taipei. And the perishable center that you mentioned is a project that is still in development. It's not a done deal yet, but we're working very hard to just work with logistics companies and importers in the United States, as well as the growers in Latin America, to give them a supply chain that is currently not existent. And that is something a little bit different from Miami. We're not necessarily taking away from Miami, we're helping them grow the market and get product faster into the south central U.S., into Texas, which is one of the largest markets, of course, in the U.S., all the surrounding states, and even all the way to the West Coast. So we have a lot on our plate right now. We have all the good infrastructure at Bush Intercontinental Airport to handle up to 20 wide-body aircraft simultaneously. So parking and warehousing is not an issue for us. We have plenty of it. We're working really hard now to fill that ramp and to fill those warehouses, and things are going well.
It's an exciting story. I understand you're also going to have a big debut upcoming with Emirates Sky Cargo. They're starting to fly into Houston. Is that so?
Actually, it's Emirates passenger service. Emirates picked Houston second after New York to start a passenger flight. They'll start in December 3rd, and they'll be up to daily passenger service in February. That being said, of course, we're working very hard with our good friend Ram Menon to work on the logistics for a flight between Dubai and Houston. As you know, 2 energy capitals, two parts of the world that are growing very fast, very dynamic economies. And when you consider their interest in Latin America as well, you can see how Houston geographically would really work for a company like that as well. So. And they're one of several from that part of the world that we're working with right now to start the freighter service, as well as the more passenger service. So good things are coming our way.
Can you tell me, sir, when you talk to a carrier, or you talk to people that might want to come in to do business at Houston, what do you tell them?
Well, obviously, my job is to sell the infrastructure. We have all the infrastructure that and the economies of scale to help them have an efficient and an easy operation into our airport. But ultimately, I'm representing the city of Houston. I'm representing a region of the state of Texas that is one of the fastest growing regions in the United States, the Gulf Coast region. We're very easily connected to other major cities and other gateways as well. So Houston can be a tremendous hub for a consolidation point. It's really the market that sells itself. And so while we love to talk about our airport, ultimately people come to Houston because they're going to make money and they're going to have a long-term success there. Obviously, we also partner with the airlines, we partner with freight forwarders, and now we're partnering with the actual shippers to try to do everything we can to use our resources to add value and help them be successful.
How do you get the word out to the marketplace of your interest in your development? Do you have an air cargo club at Houston, or are you out? Are you making the rounds? Are you on the rubber chicken circuit? Dare I ask?
The answer is yes. To all the above. There's a really strong air cargo community in Houston, very strong freight forwarding community in Houston, and it continues to grow. Obviously, we have one of the largest seaports in the United States. Well, we have one of the largest ports in the world, and so we have a tremendous base of logistics companies there because of that port. But obviously, these people can also do air cargo. Many of them have been doing air cargo for years since Bush Intercontinental Airport was built. So we have a strong network of associates and colleagues and people who we work with to promote the gateway.
Tell me about the possibility of growing at Houston. Is there still land to develop buildings and ancillary businesses that support the air cargo industry on airport and around the airport?
Mr. Arend, we're one of the few airports around the country, and certainly one of the largest airports around the country that still has plenty of land available for growth. In fact, our master plan ultimately shows us in the year somewhere 2020 to 2025 having 6 parallel runways, which would allow us to handle multiple operations. 2020 is definitely in focus. That's correct. In fact, we're projected to have anywhere close to 80 million passengers by that year on the passenger side. Cargo-wise, we can expect to be double the number, or maybe even more than double the number where we are now, which is about 400,000 tons per year. But in terms of development around the airport, there's a lot of action going on around our airport and plenty of land that's available. In fact, we have almost weekly visits by third-party developers who are interested in either leasing the land from us if it's ours, or from landowners around the airport, because they see the logistics business and where it's going. Just looking at the perishables project alone, that has tremendous potential to grow exponentially over the years. We have adjacent properties that are starting to prepare for the distribution process, the wholesale process, and so good things and new types of businesses are coming our way. And it's just a very exciting, very dynamic area.
If you go into someone's office, I assume you go out and you talk Houston up around the country and around the world, in addition to all your other responsibilities, but you've got a very short amount of time. The person says, tell me all you know in 30 seconds. What do you say?
Well, the introduction has to be about Houston, the fact that we're the 4th largest city, of course. We have a huge corporate base there. We can always talk about infrastructure later on. We've got plenty of parking space at both our terminal complex as well as on our cargo ramp. We have warehouse space, etc. But if I only have 30 seconds to make an impression on someone, I'm going to invite them to come visit one of the most dynamic, one of the most exciting, and perhaps one of the least known exciting cities in the United States. We're not the glitter and glamour of some of the other cities around the country, but we're one of the best damn economies in the Americas, and it's a place to do business and also enjoy a very nice lifestyle at a very reasonable cost of living. So come visit us and the city will sell itself.
If you'd like to receive a no-charge subscription to Flying Typers, our thrice-weekly e-zine publication, contact Jeffrey at aircargonews.com or go to www.aircargonews.com for latest industry news.